Okay, what's your full name?
My full name is Fern Cornelia Haugen.
Did you have any nicknames growing up?
No, well, no, not really.
Okay.
No.
When and where were you born?
I was born October 8th, 1951 in Valley City, North Dakota.
Did anybody ever tell you any fun stories about the day you were born?
Oh yes, Delmer and Curtis always used to say I was born on the most important day of the year where they were chopping corn and Adolf had to drop everything and go.
Oh,
help
for
with the
fun.
work. Yeah, yeah.
And how are you related to Karen Marta?
Ellen Warwick was my grandmother,
Okay.
so yeah.
So you would be Karen Marta's great granddaughter then?
Yes, I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite childhood story you want to tell?
No.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, they're really, not really.
Any story that sticks out about your family that you look back on and you go, oh my gosh.
No, we just had a lot of good gatherings with our cousins and stuff like that all the time. We were we lived on the homestead, so we had family reunions would happen there, and then holidays and birthdays and stuff. And when Christmas came, we were always visiting the relatives, all the relatives
Nice.
around. So
Pretty close family.
yes.
How did your family come to live where they did?
Well, my dad took over the homestead
Okay.
afterward.
And whose homestead would that have been that he
The
took over?
Rorvicks.
Okay.
It was the Rorvicks, and then Grandma Ellen and John, they had it for a while. But then Mom and Dad got married. They lived with them for a while, and then John and Ellen moved to Valley City, I guess.
So that was a pretty old homestead then, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the house we lived in there when I was born, it was the original house that they built, I think in 1890.
Wow.
And so that was moved off the foundation in about 1961, I believe, and we built a new home then. So
Nice.
and my brother's still living in that house.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming then there's a lot of other family members in the area still, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Okay.
It's kind of thinned out though, as it's funny how my dad's brother siblings
Mm-hmm.
all died at such a young age. Of the four, they died in their middle 50s. One lived to be 68. I thought that was kind of strange because the parents, Grandma Haugen, died of old age.
Right.
Old age. I don't know what Grandpa Haugen died of, but now the second generation is coming along, and we're living longer than
Right.
our fathers did. So.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Is there like the earliest childhood memory that you remember?
Well, I don't remember. I had polio when I was a child.
Oh, okay.
So I do remember things about that. Dad always used to take care of me with that because Mom had the babies.
Mhm.
Was taking care of the babies and stuff like that.
Well, that's a precious memory,
Yeah,
having your dad look after you.
yeah.
Because I bet you that was pretty rare back then.
Yeah, I was one of the few people I think that had polio.
Okay.
Dad always told me that I complained about needles poking in my legs.
Oh.
So then they took me in and put me in the hospital. And I always couldn't figure out why the nuns put me in a room and just looked at me from outside the door in a glass window. They wouldn't let
Okay.
the parents in either. That didn't dawn on me until years later that maybe I was in isolation.
Right.
So, yeah, I was upset about that. But I do remember being in the hospital and then being able to pull myself up to try to get out the first day.
Right.
But then after that, I couldn't do it.
What
I
a
lost-
survivor you are.
Yeah, so, yeah. I got my legs back, so.
It's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Out of all the things you've learned from your parents, what do you feel is the most valuable?
Work ethics,
Yeah.
and family. I think the respect we had to have for our parents,
Mhm.
that type of thing. It's kind of a losing battle nowadays with the kids,
Yeah, you gotta
teaching that. So
stay strong, don't we?
yeah.
Any physical characteristics that you can tell that run in your family?
Well, we have probably in my generation, of the 5 siblings, there was 5 of us in
Uh-huh.
our family. We have 2 redheads.
Oh.
So, you know, I've always wondered where that comes from, but they tell me that you need a red gene from each side of the family, so maybe it worked this time. But we have 2 redheads, so we do have some of those in our family now. They always used to tell us that Grandpa Haugen had a red mustache. Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, and that's hard to tell because we were talking about that because of the black and white pictures.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know, unless somebody here could tell me that, but I've never asked.
Oh, that's interesting. Anything else you want to add?
Not really. I can't think of anything.
Okay.